everyone. So the reffing against the Lakers has been blatantly horrible, especially towards LeBron James. Now, LeBron James being this super mega star that just goes about his business, plays the game of basketball. You never really hear him speaking too negatively or anything like that. He's not a guy that, like an Allen Iverson that rubs the refs the wrong way or anything like that. This guy cannot get a call to save his life. I mean, it's worse than like the Shaq treatment, right? Like Shaquille O'Neal, he complained about like, hey, I'm getting hacked down there and nothing's getting called. And David Stern told him like, dude, we'd be calling fouls every possession if we just blew a fair whistle for you. And Shaq said, fair enough, right? But even he got calls, right? Kobe, Jordan, Wade, like the superstars usually get a favorable whistle. Like you see guys, like even like De'Aaron Fox, like that guy, if he's within 5 feet of somebody, gets a whistle. James Harden's notorious for this stuff. Like the stars in this league usually get a more favorable whistle than some random, role guy or some bench guy or anything like that. That's how it's always been. But LeBron isn't even getting like the superstar whistle, let alone a just normal fair whistle. And I get he's bigger, faster, stronger than pretty much everyone on the court. And it's not that they have to call every single foul, but at least call the clear, blatant ones. At least call the ones that are just like extremely obvious. And that is a big issue for the Lakers. Like they're just not getting, they're night in and night out the more aggressive team, right? The teams that they have played, they're just raining threes and knocking down shots on the Lakers, which speaks to their defense, right? But it's not what this is about. It's about that one team is being ultra aggressive and getting a majority of their scoring in the interior. And then you have a lot of these other teams that are more perimeter oriented, and the free throw disparity is like non-existent at times, right? Like some games you see it, but for the most part, they're just not getting the calls. And again, it's not about every possession should be a foul call or whatever. No, it's like the tic-tac fouls. Okay, if you want to let them play, that's fine. But there's a difference between a tic-tac foul and an actual just blatant, the guy's like pulling them back or elbowing them in the face, or like a clear, like, and especially in today's NBA would probably be a flagrant, aren't even being called. And now the Lakers have expressed their frustrations and have submitted video evidence to the league, basically just saying like, hey, we don't want some super whistle. We just want a fair, consistent whistle. And here's the evidence showing that you're not being consistent. So here's the reports. So Lakers sent video to the NBA office alleging missed fouls against LeBron. Now, Dave McMenamin reports Tuesday that team reached out to the NBA League office after its 108-107 loss to Miami. The Lakers shared various clips showing what they believe to be clear illegal contact by Heat defenders against James that went unnoticed by the referees. Darvin Ham addressed his frustrations after the game, telling reporters he and his players just want balance and consistency. I see Bron shooting 4 free throws, he said, and the amount of times he attacked the rim, the amount of times he was slapped on the arm, which I could see plain as day for that not to be called, man. He's not flopping. I'm watching him go to the hole strong. For his part, James said the explanation he was receiving from the officials are not consistent with what was actually happening on the floor. He specifically cited one play in which he attacked the basket and was elbowed by Heat center Thomas Bryant. And I asked him for an explanation. Well, one of the refs said that he went straight up, hands straight in the air. He said 2 of the refs said they were blocked and they didn't see it. One of my transition plays, I was going in transition and got fouled and nobody saw it. Again, they're not asking for any kind of crazy, they're just asking, give us a fair whistle, right? Give us something other than this just dumpster fire of a refereeing campaign that the Lakers are getting. And this isn't new. This has been something that's been happening for years now with LeBron James, which is strange, right? It's like for whatever reason, the referees were like, we're just not going to call fouls on LeBron. And the dude is literally like, he's taking 20 shots a game and like 15 of them are at the rim. And you're telling me he's never getting fouled? This guy is never This guy just, gets a clean lane to the basket every possession when he's the number one defensive priority by every team in the league? Like, it's crazy. And we saw this countless times last year. Countless times. I mean, how many times did LeBron drive towards the basket towards the end of the games and just get blatantly just fouled, and the refs just swallow their whistle? Again, I understand that refs, especially in late game situations, they don't want to necessarily decide the game, but you still have a job to do. You still have to make the right call in the right play. Again, if it's a little tic-tac thing, right? So, say LeBron drives to the rim and, they just have body-to-body contact and it's kind of questionable but didn't really affect the shot or whatever, okay, fine. But when LeBron's driving to the rim and gets literally elbowed in the head, which everybody saw, and that doesn't get called, it's like, come on, man. Or he's going up for a basket in like the Celtics game and Tatum literally pulls his arm down, right? It's like, that's not a tic-tac foul. That's something that is actually disrupting the shot. And it's crazy. And again, it's about consistency. If they just weren't calling it, period, fine. Hey, sorry, Bron. It's just they've made an effort. They're not trying to do anything, right? Like, they just don't want to make that call, right? But that's not what's happening. And then people get on LeBron and people get on, like flopping by various players. And it's like, well, yeah, like what else are they supposed to do? Who was it? Was it Rich Paul and Dwayne Wade? I think talked about LeBron and addressed like the flopping a couple years ago or whatever. And said, like, if you looked at LeBron never flopped. He started flopping because he couldn't get foul calls, right? So, like, they wouldn't call it because he's just so much bigger and stronger. So, like, even when he would get fouled, he would just finish through everything. And then the refs just wouldn't call it because he didn't have a reaction to it. But it's not because he's, didn't get fouled. It's just because he's just that much bigger than the guy, right? So, he started to sell the fouls. Well, now they don't want guys to flop. So what is it? Okay, you don't want guys to sell the call. Okay, that's fine. That's fair, right? Because there are many people that took extreme advantage of that, right? So, okay, you don't want a guy to sell the call. I'm with you. Then you have to make the call, right? Like, you can't penalize somebody for trying to sell the call because you keep, putting your blinders on. What's the movie? Is it The Comebacks? It's like that spoof movie. It's like that spoof sports movie, where all the referees have like the seeing eye dogs and stuff, and they're all wearing the glasses, and the guy's like, what, are you blind? And they're like walking around. Like, that's literally what's happening with these refs. They're just turning a complete blind eye, and more times than not, it seems to be against the Lakers. So my hope is that this kind of, because now this is public, now this is a thing. The media is going to run away with this. It's going to be a big talking point. It's going to be under a microscope now. So my hope is that this kind of forces the NBA to go, dude, you guys got to start making these calls. And maybe now guys like LeBron and stuff will be actually getting free throws. And AD and all these guys that just, how many times did AD just get clobbered? And it's just like, come on, man. Like, again, I'm not saying you have to call every single foul. The Lakers aren't even saying that. The Lakers aren't saying, call every time LeBron drives to the hoop, we need you to call a foul. They're not saying that. They're just saying, here's things that you are calling. Here's sequences in which the Lakers acted and should have been called based on the way that you reffed this game, and yet one team got the call and the other team didn't. Oh, and here's another 500 examples. And this has also been a pattern the last, several years. This isn't like some new revelation. The Lakers did something like this a couple years ago. And it actually worked, right? They started getting foul calls again. So the hope is that that's what's going to happen. That this will be something to where the refs actually, again, just give a fair whistle. Nobody's asking for LeBron to get the superstar whistle anymore because those days are probably gone. But at least give the guy a fair whistle. If you would give the foul to Austin Reeves, give it to LeBron. If you would give that foul to, Desmond Bain, give it to LeBron. If you'd give that foul to Kristaps Porzingis, give it to LeBron. Like, at some point, you gotta have a level of consistency. And the problem is, and we've all expressed it, we've all talked about it, it's been atrocious. I mean, the refereeing, period, league-wide has been terrible. It's not just solely the Lakers. I mean, the refereeing, period, it's awful. I mean, almost unwatchable at times. I mean, last year, I talked about it heavily on As It Stands Sports, and I was just like, they're making you not even want to watch the games. It's like the referees are acting like the fans are there for them. Like, no one cares about you, dude. You're replaceable. Nobody's going to go see ref number 60, right? No one's going to go see ref number 16. Like, no one cares. Like, you're literally just equipment on the court. The people are there for the players. So remove your ego, do your job, just like the scorekeeper has to do his job, just like the video guy has to do his job, just like the sound guy has to do his job. Everyone has a job to do, right? The players have to do their job, right? Do your job. That's all anybody's asking. Just do your job. Stop acting like, and again, to use examples that aren't just Lakers, like Jason Tatum getting a technical for whatever. I mean, these refs are like super tech happy. Dude, the ref number 60, I don't know the ref's name, but he was wearing number 60. Dude, that guy gave like 6 technicals all on the Lakers last night. One of the technicals, like, when he ejected D'Lo wasn't even talking to him. He was talking to the other ref, and then this guy had to come over all big and strong. Like, what are you doing? Like, enough. Nobody's talking to you. I didn't ask you to come over here. I was talking to the other ref. Like, let me talk to the other ref. Why are you coming to me and coming into my space? Right? Like, knock it off. Because these refs just, they want to be the center of attention. Knock it off. The NBA needs to address it. Like Luka got a technical for talking to his teammate, Bertans. Like, he was talking to the ref. He wasn't even looking at the ref. He was talking to Bertans, and the ref goes and gives him a technical. Right? It's like, knock it off. It's ridiculous at this point. But hopefully this is something that kind of rights the ship a little bit. But time will tell. We'll see. But anyway, as always, this is a discussion, so I pass the question on to you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. What do you think? How do you feel? Are you glad that the Lakers did this? Do you think that, hey, the Lakers should have done this last year, right? But anyway, however you feel, whatever your thoughts are, I'd love to hear it. So let me know down in the comments below. That being said, if you haven't liked this video, hit that like button. Helps me out a lot. Lets me know you enjoy these types of videos, and I truly appreciate it. If you're not subscribed to the channel, hit that subscribe button. Turn on the bell notifications. Appreciate y'all. See you in the next one. Thank you.